If you watched my video last night that was not edited, it's pretty much raw, just raw, me sitting back there in bed, wondering what the hell is going on. You'll see that, things have been kind of wonky this week. As of right now, I am back here at this shipper in Portland, which they're affiliated with Tyson. I imagine they're not Tyson, 100% per se, but they're definitely affiliated with Tyson. I'm back here to pick up a load. I was told this morning at about 10 that it would be ready at 11. So I show up here, drive down the main turnpike to Portland here, and I get here and I check in and I talk to the office manager, or at least whoever was there in the office, and they informed me that the load isn't going to be done by 11 tonight. So obviously there's some miscommunication with either my carrier and or main dispatch in Arkansas, or there's either that or there's some miscommunications between this facility and Tyson's main dispatch in Arkansas. And I'm stuck in the middle of it. I am screwed because right now I took my 10-hour break yesterday. Came over here around, we'll say 7. Well, actually, we'll go through the whole day. So yesterday I got done and unloaded at here in Portland at a grocery warehouse at 6 a.m. I drove over to a rest area on the main turnpike, and I took my 10-hour break. So that was what, we'll say Monday. So then Monday evening at 7, I was told to come over here to pick up a load, which apparently nobody knew about because the customer order number and also the sales order number did not match any of the loads that were here. So therefore, it was already nighttime dispatch. She didn't know exactly what was going on, so she tried to get a hold of Tyson's loadout dispatch, and finally by midnight, a little after midnight, we got confirmation that the load wasn't ready, that there was a mix-up, and to come back here, well, not then, but to come back here in the morning. So therefore, in the morning, I got a text from my dispatch that the load would be done around 11 this morning. So I show up now here at 11 this morning, and here I am making this video to you, and just utterly irritated. Irritated is the word. Utterly irritated. And just watching revenue fly out the window. Am I going to get a layover? Probably. Most likely. Most likely I'm going to get a layover. It's going to be a couple $100. Maybe I'll get some sort of detention on top of this. I don't know. It all depends on who screwed up, whether it was the carrier. If it was this carrier, I highly doubt they're going to just hand money over to me. They'll probably try to back out of it. If it was Tyson or this shipping department here at this facility, yes, I'll probably definitely get some sort of detention and layover. It's a lot different when it's Tyson billing one of their customers for detention layover than whether it's Tyson paying their own layover for their own screw up. But usually, like I said, they usually come through. Like I said, in this situation, it's an affiliate shipper for them. It's, I guess Tyson does own the company, but, there are certain financial budgets and where money comes out of that are supposed to take care of things like this. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get detention. Maybe I'll get a layover. It's still not going to be the amount of money me driving down the road. When I'm driving down the road, I can generate $2.65 a mile. So, it's not gonna equal up to the same amount. But hopefully I get something out of this. Things were looking up a couple weeks ago, and I made some good money. I am in no means feel like I'm failing. Well, at least not, well, I don't know. We'll see how long stuff like this keeps up. But by no means I feel like I'm failing or stressed out. I mean, I may be stressed out right now. It's just that I'm the type of person that prepares for the worst or assumes the worst and then hopes for the best, because it's just been that way lately. And like tons of things are going through my head. Like, is this stuff like this gonna continue? Are loads gonna slowly dwindle off even more than they already are? Is the economy getting worse? Because like I said, when I got into this, and moved over from flatbed to reefer, I did it for more stability, more ability to get loads. And everyone's got to eat. Buildings at times, and finance and stuff, hey, there might not be buildings being built, or at least they dwindle. But with food, everybody's got to eat. But apparently, even now, it just seems like, the economy's just slowly shrinking. And, authorities, man, if I say one more time, I'm going to slap myself here. And authorities are basically, they're closing up. I think I might have just did it. They're closing up, and they're not doing it fast enough, I guess you could say. The bad businesses, the unorganized owner-operators, they're not leaving this market, I think, fast enough at the rate that loads are shrinking. Now, this ain't for everyone, because I know damn well what's going to happen is I'm going to put this video out, and people are going to jump all over in the comments being like, yeah, I'm making... Now, whether or not it's true, I mean, some of it will be, but they're going to jump over in the comments saying that I'm making, $3 a mile, everything's great, and there's never nothing bad happening. And I find that kind of hard to believe, because the majority of the videos that are put out here on YouTube say otherwise. Now, I do know for some reason within the YouTube trucking world that the end is near sells a lot better, at least for views and whatnot. But I'm just going at my own personal opinion, I guess, here, or viewing what's the average type of video that's going on YouTube, is that the economy's shrinking and there's just too many trucks for the amount of loads that are out there still. And like I said, your opinions and what you have going on in your business, and who knows, maybe the type of customers you have or brokers, you may be shielded from that, and that's great. I tried to set myself up for that. To be honest, maybe I have nobody to blame but myself. It just didn't work out for me. A lot of the brokers that I had set up for long-term success, I thought, they all disappeared. I don't know if they got fired, moved on to different accounts or whatnot, but they just don't have the accounts that were making money. They just don't have them anymore, or they were agents and they got let go, I guess. The same thing. They were maybe hired on during the explosion of freight there during late 2021, 2022 or whatnot, or middle of 2022. And they're just not there. And a lot of the customers, some of the customers, I guess you'd say, I do have like 3 or 4 contacts with customers where I live. They just don't have the orders. And if they do, they're using carriers that I could never compete with, because I run a safe and professional business, so I could never compete with them. And I guess until those carriers really screw up, there's no way that I'll probably ever be able to get in the door again, or until they are unable to supply the shipping needs of that customer. So that's what's going on with that. Other than that, I'm sitting here, I guess, till 11 p.m. This is what I said last night in my other video, that this kind of sucks, because you never know if the load's just going to magically be ready when you get in situations like this. You don't know whether to sleep, whether to stay up. Sometimes it's better one or the other. But considering I have like a 7-hour ride, I probably should maybe go back to sleep. It's hard to do, though. It's hard to do. I've already been sleeping. And I could try caffeine and stuff, but sometimes it just doesn't work. It's different when you have the amount of responsibilities and payments within the business or home expenses, and you start encountering this kind of, I don't know how you want to explain it, bizarro world, I guess you could say, of loads are supposed to be ready, they're not ready. You're sending out loads that apparently are supposed to be ready and they're not, to various, I mean, there was one guy here last night with me that had kind of the same problem, to various carriers. You're expecting your revenue to be the same or close to it, or the load count that you receive during a week to be the same, and it suddenly changes the next week after multiple weeks of it being, you know, the same or close to what you need, or vice versa. I don't know. I'm getting irritated thinking about this stuff. So I mean, I'm trying to put out some kind of professional content here and explain my frustration, but I apparently do not do very good at storytelling, and I'm trying to get better at that. A lot of times it's because I'm tired, I'm irritated, and I just feel that nobody gives a damn what I'm about to say. So I'm trying to figure out better ways to express the situation I'm in right now. And I'm trying to do it to appease certain people. Like I said, I don't need people in the comments saying, you know, you're a failure or something. I'm trying to explain something that this can happen to anybody. I have friends right now that are in the oversized world that, you know, those guys are always making a killing, and right now they're having to cut each other's throats because the loads just are simply not there. Now, like I said, some of you might be somehow shielded from that, from whatever market or part of the country you're in, but at least from who I know and where they're out of, it's, you know, there's just so much competition, and brokers are going to these bidding apps, and we're bidding each other into oblivion. Sometimes our worst enemy is each other, in this sense, or at least a kind of market like this, because like I said before, there's always people that you know, have different requirements for the amount of money they want. In my opinion, if you're becoming an owner operator, you're starting a fleet, you should not have a ceiling on, if I make this much, I'll be all right. Your ceiling should be non-existent. You should be trying to make as much money as you possibly can and offer a professional service to your customers, whether that be a broker, their customer, your carrier, which, you know, is technically your customer, and so on and so forth. And the problem is, I see guys cutting back on costs, and, you know, I mean, you do have to be competitive, okay, but there becomes a point when you hit that line where you're out here harming yourself and harming the market, where it would be better financially and probably stress, or I don't know, maybe your relationship wise at home, if you just became a company driver, or just got out of trucking altogether. Because like I said, there are people that are living the nomadic life in their truck, and for the majority of them, they're living in like 110-inch sleepers, or 120-inch sleepers, or 90-inch sleepers, or whatnot. And, you know, they're well off. They have grandchildren, or they're retired, or they have a new house, and they just, it's just what they do. Then there's the others that live in, you know, your Volvos, your ProStars, some Peterbilt guys, I mean, older timers and stuff like that, that you know, have trash piled up all over the window and stuff, and they're out there, they're owner operators. They don't care, as long as they're able to, you know, buy a carton of cigarettes a week and drink some beer every once in a while. I mean, they're fine with that, and they will take and accept anything they can get. And I mean, I guess I shouldn't be trying to blame them, but I'm just trying to set up the situation that we're in. When the market shrinks like this, you start competing with those people, and they're always going to win, because majority of the time, as long as they show up and they don't continuously become a hassle, shippers and brokers are going to use those type of people. They're going to use those Volvos. They're going to, you know, eventually maybe something will happen, but they'll recuperate those losses from their insurance or whatnot, and just time goes on. There's just no accountability for things like that, and that's what I think's happening in trucking right now. I don't know how I got off on this tangent from talking about being screwed here at this shipper in my week, but that's, I guess it plays into that somehow. I could probably go on here for hours talking about what I think is transpiring here in the market and stuff, and like I said, I'm more irritated. This is an irritated video more than probably an educational video, but I imagine some guys have, you know, in general, you know, this kind of feeling about the market and the situation we're in. And I could sit here and blame brokers and blame shippers and everything, but I think it's all tied together in one way or another. As I said before, the same influx of carriers, random just carriers getting their authority during the gold rush of post-COVID or whatnot. The same thing happened with the brokers. You know, we have shitty carriers that are involved out here now. We have shitty brokerages and agents that are involved out here now. There's some decent brokers that have shitty agents that they just they don't know what's going on, because they may be over cross seas, they may be, you know, piggybacking off other parts of the brokerage or whatnot, and it's you know, the same thing, like I said, it's happening with carriers, because we got carriers that are also double brokering. I've seen a lot of carriers double broking, heard about a lot of carriers double broking, and even heard it right from the shipper's mouth that there are carriers double brokering. And what are you going to do? There's going to be somebody that's going to take it. There's going to be the white Volvo over here that's going to take it. There's going to be the new guy lease purchase in his you know, ProStar LT International that's going to take it, because he just doesn't know any better, or has to make that lease payment. Look at the growth that Iimbo Waffle, like, I'm not going to say the real name, but Iimbo Waffle Logistics has been having lately, and we see the stupidity that goes on there, and their subsidiary companies. So we know there's something weird going on with that too. But I bet you they're doing half decent. They might have laid off half of their lease purchase drivers or let them go or whatnot, but they're still out there. And also look at the larger half decent carriers that have been going under lately. We're talking about 200, 300, 400 trucks, you know, going under, and I'm talking about decent companies, ones with newer equipment. That one carrier out there in Wyoming just went under, I think. Was it Wyoming or Montana? Yeah, Montana. Their name's in my head somewhere. I just can't pull it out right now. It's just, you know, they might have grown too fast for this market, and they didn't pull out quick enough, or they didn't stop their growth when they should have. And now that the market's crashed, they're holding the bag, and that's happened through this, you know, this whole, I don't know, what do you want to call it, collapse of the trucking market, I guess you could say. It's been the same story over and over. I will say right now, to be honest, if you have the funds and you have cash, this market is eventually, I'm not going to say next year. I don't think this is going to, we're not going to dig our way out of this hole next year. I think you're going to have an entire economic build-up besides trucking for this to get better. Like I said, there's just too many carriers, too many brokerages out there trying to cut each other's throats. But when it does come back, which it will, if you've planned it that you can afford the truck payments, or you can buy some of this stuff cash and have it sit around, if you have a piece of property that you're not paying high taxes in, and or leasing a piece of land, which, like I said, I've already tried. It's very difficult, at least where I'm at right now, which is surprising. You can come out when this market comes back, and you can be on top. You can be able to hire the drivers right away. You'll have the equipment right away. You'll get your foot in the door right away at most of these customers and brokerages. And as long as you don't over leverage yourself with debt and follow the market, you can come out on top. You can come out on top again. Maybe you'll ride some kind of wave, just that, like what came through 2018 or came through post-COVID. Maybe you can get on that wave, and like I said, if you play your cards right, you can become a 200 truck fleet or more. Like I said, I was when I had my authority, I was kind of hoping that something like that would have happened. Like I said, I thought I had a customer in the bag and things were set, and here I am back to one truck. In fact, it's not even really mine. Like, this is a bank's truck. I pay payments on it. If shit really went downhill and I can't afford the payments, it's gone. I don't have a backup, really. Well, maybe I do. I don't know. But we'll see right now. Hey, we have a person approaching me here right now, so.
How's it going?
Hi, I'm hoping you tell me now what's going on.
I mean, unfortunately, your load, we just started running the material now.
Okay.
This is part of the change.
All right.
So it's not going to be done till, honestly, 12, 1 o'clock.
12, 1 o'clock tonight, okay.
It's starting to run.
All right.
Trying to get you done as fast as I can.
Do you have any idea what went? Well, you were the same guy last night, weren't you?
Yeah, I am.
You have any idea what happened with that whole situation? They just Arkansas doesn't know what's going on?
So I guess we have someone new that's filling in or doing whatever, that's building these loads.
Yeah.
And so I guess they screwed up originally and had this load was going to be done yesterday, right? But we were running that material till today. So like a week or so ago, she fixed it. So, but they never updated it. Saw that originally it was going to be done yesterday. That's how it all got fucked up.
That's how. Okay.
So they are. I got it going now. They just started running. I've got a trailer half voted for original reverse stuff. I'm gonna do that one, and I'm gonna try and get you done as fast as I can. It's just as fast as these guys.
All right.
But as soon as it's done, I'll call you.
All right. Yeah. Right now I'm in limbo. I don't know if I'm gonna receive detention or anything from this, or I just, you know, spent last like 24 hours not making any money. So, you know, it's just.
Yeah, I mean, I just got done talking to my boss, and he said the same thing. He had this new girl doing them, and I think she'd never done it before. That's what happened. As soon as I get it ready, I'll come and get you, okay?
All right, yep, no problem, thank you. And right there from the shipper's mouth, what happened? Paperwork, office mix-ups, scheduling mix-up. So yeah, that's trucking there for you. I don't know if you heard that, but I guess when I edit this, you'll find out. So, like I said, I'm not going to be out of here till midnight. Let's try to recap what I was saying here. If I don't explode right now. Yeah, but this is trucking. This can happen whether it's reefer, oversized. Like I've had tons of stuff with oversized problems go wrong too. But usually you can get paid for that most of the time when you're dealing with oversized. But I've had like flatbed. I've had problems like this before. But the primarily reefer and dry van loads is usually when you have problems like this, and primarily. But yeah, so I don't know. I lost my train of thought. I think I was talking about the market and you know, if you set yourself up that's what I was doing. If you set yourself up with little debt and little overhead, that, you know, when this market does come back, you'll be set. But I don't know. I lost my motion here. But for the most part, guys, you know, if you like the content I'm putting out, please like and subscribe. I'm trying to just make more content like this, and eventually I'll be uploading vlogs again and stuff. It's been very chaotic, load wise and mostly time wise, because I'm not gonna try to edit a video at 3 o'clock in the morning and stuff. Usually I'm just trying to sleep now here, because this is what's, you know, the loads, the way they've been going, this is kind of the stuff that's been happening here a little bit lately. And I make a lot more money moving this truck around than I do posting YouTube videos. But primarily, I did this just to help other guys out, to see stuff that people don't usually put out. A lot of guys don't put out stuff like this. They just put out, you know, hey, my load was great, or hey, I had to wait maybe an hour, I was stuck at the shipper for an hour. They don't put out the real chaotic nonsense that goes on, the stuff that can, you know, you sit there and you're like, why am I here? I'm not making any money. I mean, I might be, to be honest. I might be, actually. Like I said, I might get detention or something. But you don't know. You don't exactly know. And people always say, oh, write in your Raycon. Do this, do that. Get a Raycon. Get a Raycon. Usually, we don't have a leg to stand on. That's the problem with stuff like that. But, all right. So, I'm gonna sign off here. I'll let this video fester on YouTube and see what comes back for comments and you know, your opinions on things. And I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll email some more sponsors back that have been emailing me and things. Maybe play Xbox here. But for the most part, I'm probably gonna go to bed, because I'm gonna need some sleep, because I'm gonna have a 7-hour ride back down where I gotta take this load, and it's gonna be late. It's going to be late. It's going to be like going early in the morning load, 1 o'clock probably. And also, I don't know, it's 7 o'clock. Hey, 7 o'clock. Maybe here I'll watch Cash is King 2 go on for a little bit. So, all right, let's quit dragging this video out longer than it needs to be. And smash that like button, subscribe, and I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for watching Jackknife TV.